Welcome to Alchemy Avenue, where we transform in real time, trust the vibe, and grow on purpose. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, a reminder that you don't need fixing, just unlocking. Around here, we laugh, we build, we heal, and we elevate, all powered by that deep inner knowing that says, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. You were made for this version of you, so let's expand, let's enjoy it, and let's keep becoming who we already are. Tap in. This is Alchemy Avenue. All right, welcome back to an incredible episode of Alchemy Avenue. Let's get into it today. I hope you've been well. I hope things been going as you need them to go. Even if they have not, allowing yourself and giving yourself space and grace to be able to see how you need to interpret whatever situation and then better move with clarity and power. So let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about allowing your creations to pour back into you. Calling it like the return flow. So you ever notice your energy and how much you put into when you create something and you end up doing things from a creative space? Building, serving, and showing up, pouring into your work, your family, your ideas. But have we ever stopped to ask, do our creations pour back into me? That's what we're going to dive into today, the sacred return. The realization that creativity isn't meant to drain you. It's meant to sustain you. Because creation isn't a one-way street. It is an ecosystem of reciprocity. That's what it is. It is an ecosystem of reciprocity. Just like the breath, you inhale, you exhale. Like the tides, they rise and then they return. Everything that leaves you is meant to find its way back, but refined. So today we're talking about how to allow what you create, whether it's art, business, services, parenting, presence, allowing those areas and anything to pour back in you. So let's take a breath. This is where we remember that we deserve to receive from what we give. So the breakthrough, the ecosystem of return. And what really prompted this was that I had a realization recently that I've been creating for years, this podcast, the different light codes and other projects that I've been working on, and even stuff before I even got into this mindset and better remember who I am and its clarity. I was pouring them out like rivers, just pouring. But I had stopped and asked, how does this energy cycle back? How does it cycle back to me? Because I was looking at, because I do listen to old episodes or past episodes. I was listening to a few of like the first few episodes I did. And it was just, just got a new insight from just looking at those episodes. And then I was looking at some of my my light codes. I was looking at those, and those was just, even though I always create the intention, well, most of the time I create the intention, but it was just, I just seen different wavelengths and different things in them. And that brought me to where I'm at with just kind of this ecosystem of return. So when creation becomes purely output, we eventually hit an imbalance. Even when it's beautiful, even when it's aligned, if it's not reciprocal, it becomes a slow leak. Then come the download. Your creations are living beings. They carry your frequency and they know how to give back if you let them. That's the thing I was starting to realize, that I had to let these creations and these different things, I had to really sit and just get in a space of hearing what is it that they're trying to give back to me. Because not only do we create and we want to give, but what we misunderstand and miss, at least for me, at least what I was missing, is that in that giving, it's going to give back to me. It's just a natural thing that it's supposed to do. So that's why I call it the ecosystem of return, the space where creations become living systems of nourishment. They carry our codes into the world and they bring energy, clarity, abundance, and reflection back to us. So that's what with the intention and everything that we do, we are supposed to get that back. So we're supposed to receive back from those different areas and different things that we create. So the three currents of reciprocity. There are three main ways our creations can love us back energetically, practical, and reflective. So let's start with energetic reciprocity. Our creations are living frequencies. They remember the energy you had when you made them, when you revisit them, a voice memo, a poem, a design. They post the same frequency back to you. And depending on where you are, you may get different downloads or a different insight and perspective. And even your perspective may have changed, but you still can receive from that and still gain some wisdom. When you create with intention, your art becomes renewable source of energy. That's why you can listen to an old episode and feel peace wash over you. It's the echo of your own alignment. And I know sometimes you'll see yourself look at old things and you kind of cringe because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that at that time, or I can't believe it wasn't as polished. But again, to me, you got to remove that expectation of perfection and really hone into what you were trying to convey at that time. And then how does that apply to you at that now moment? Because you're different from when you shot that episode, did that art, created the poem, the song, digital work, whatever you created, woodwork, physical creations, whatever you done, you did it with the passion and everything that you had at that moment. Now you got to give yourself space and grace to be able to understand that's what you were using at that time. You was doing the best that you could. And now how does that information that you were trying to convey, how does that fit for right now? And how can you use that? That's to me, that's where I am at with how I create and how I want to move forward. So the practical reciprocity. Now let's talk grounded return. This is where your creations also support your physical well-being, financially, materially, sustainably. For too long, many of us have separated spiritual creation from material flow. And again, that's just something that I don't know. I don't even know where it came from. The starving artist, or, I'm supposed to be this spiritual person, but I'm not supposed to have these material things. And granted, there is balance. However, I still want to be in a space, for me at least, I want to be in a space where I'm still elevating and moving and climbing whatever spiritual path and my path. Also, too, I want to thrive in life because I'm still human. I want to thrive as a human because I want everything that I'm doing to align with everything that I want to do. You know what I mean? Because I want to be, I want to have myself open up to all the different things. I want to grow. I want to continue to do my shadow work. I want to continue to be the best version of myself. I also want to be able to take a trip when I want to. I want to be able to go to a concert. I want to be able to, and not worry about how much the tickets cost. I want to be able to do those things. I want to thrive in everything that I do. I want to have a connection with somebody that you would have never thought I had a connection with. And we hit it off and we're able to build. And I want to be able to do those things. So to me, that's what I want. And that's what I call practical reciprocity. So, but the energy doesn't divide itself that way. It doesn't. Money is energy. Fulfillment is energy. Abundance is not a payment for your work. So people, I got to do this so I can be abundant. It's the echo of your alignment. That's some things that people miss when they talk about abundance and a lot of those different, keywords that people use. You have to be aligned. I want abundance, but are you aligned with the abundance that you're asking for? When your work circulates cleanly, whether through art sales, services, or collaborations, it becomes and it creates a sustainable loop for giving and receiving. And that's what you want to have. You want to have a sustainable loop, a thriving loop of I'm giving out, but I'm receiving. So it doesn't matter how much you give out because you're always receiving. You're receiving from you. and you're receiving from your creations. You're receiving from any other means that may come through. I always like to say, especially before I lay down, I always like to say I'm abundant in all directions. I am aligned in all directions. I am magnetic in all directions. Because I know how I would, my physical mind, I know how I would love to see things work out. However, I'm not married to if it works out this way. I want to be able to feel great, feel amazing about me. And then the things that come and show up, I'm able to feel great about. And then even if it's a challenge, not saying, oh, I want challenges, nothing phases me. No. Even if a challenge does come, I want to feel great that I know that I can make it through whatever situation that comes. So reflect the reciprocity. This one is subtle but powerful. Your creations also teach you back. Every project you've ever started is a mirror. It holds the version of you that made it. Your tone, your truth, your level of trust. When you revisit it, you see your own growth. That part is what I truly love. And truly, to me, is the best part of reflection and seeing your creations, because you know where you were at, or you can sit and just kind of hone, where was I at when I made this? And now you get to use that. I love this idea. And I've said this multiple times, using what you've been through as a mirror, whatever you want to call it, to signify, man, I have grown so much from that time period. Your creations, they reflect who you were and reminds you who you have became. And that's amazing, because you can smile, you can be happy, you can be excited that, wow, I've grown so much in that period. So, like, for instance, for me, like, I've had this eye situation, and that happened like, August, like mid-August. And between August and that time and now, these 2 months, wow, the growth, the different things, the insights, the perspective. I don't know if anything else could have, helped me get to that space as quick as I did. So that's just in a couple months. Just imagine, with you being your authentic self, you loving yourself and moving forward with power, clarity, and precision, what a year will look like for you. So again, stay the path, keep going, keep creating. So what I created also too was the 4 pillars of a creative ecosystem. And granted, you can put these in any order that's going to suit best for you. So every person has their own creative ecosystem. It's not just about an artist or entrepreneur. It's about recognizing the flow of energy between what you build and who you are currently, and then who you see yourself being. So here are 4 pillars. You can put these in any order. The way I started it was the voice, your expression, the way you communicate, share, or inspire others. It could be your work. It could be the way you parent, your leadership, or your writing. This is the pillar of resonance, where your words carry energy that lives beyond the moment. Your words have power. You the way you articulate, the way you express. So understand that. Next is your heart, your emotional truth, the care you give, the love you express, the healing you hold space for. This is where your compassion circulates back to you through joy, peace, and gratitude. I kind of hesitated there only because we kind of miss that, the way that we allow people to be open around us, this grace, the space, and the care that we see that we can give others. I'm telling you, that's so powerful. That's so powerful. So that's our emotional truth. And I just wish at times that the care and the love, the healing and the openness that we have for others, because we can do that so well that we can give that to ourselves. Get that to ourselves so we can be able to just, again, sometimes we may do some stuff. You're like, yo, why did I do that? Give yourself space, and grace, the same way you would do for anybody. Because I want to say, granted, if you're listening to this video, you are a person that you literally and you meticulously care about, if someone's going to bring some information to you, want to talk to you, you want to, be open. You want to be able to be a space for them to land and be able to, be open about how they feel and be able to help guide their situation. So understand that emotional truth about yourself, one, but then also give it to yourself as well. The mind, your vision and structure. So the systems, the ideas and strategies that create order and possibilities. Listen to that. The systems, ideas, strategies that create order and possibilities. So the way you think, the way you process, the way you put things together creates order and opens things up for possibilities. Understand how brilliant you are. Understand how brilliant we are. As we do certain things, the way we think, the way we strategize, the way we do things, just think. You open things up to be able to be in a space of endless possibilities. Just because you put your step, you put your twist, you put your magic, however you want to call it, you put whatever you have in it, on it, and you're involved. So understand that part of it. The body, your embodiment and pleasure, how you move, rest, celebrate, and receive. This pillar keeps everything grounded, reminding you that your physical vessel deserves to enjoy what your spirit creates. Understand that. A lot of times we can get into do and create. Got to move to the next. Give yourself space to celebrate yourself. Be excited for what you're creating and how you have brought an idea from your mind to the world. Celebrate, clap, dance, do what you do. We are amazing. So your creations don't compete. They collaborate. They're all cells in the same body, serving your evolution in harmony. Integration practices, letting your creations love you back. So let's turn this reflection into an embodied practice. So you could do this. You could take a quiet moment today and ask, where have I been given without receiving? And hold a space for don't be so resistant about it. Far as, oh my God, I just been given. Okay, you have. Now, this is the part where you can sit and just ask. Start with one thing so you won't be overwhelmed, or how many things you can start with to not be overwhelmed. Where have I been given without receiving? Which of my creations want to pour back into me? So think, because I'm sure, especially if you are, creating, you are creating different things. I'm sure you've thought about something you created in the past or in the last few weeks, early this year. Let me go revisit. Or if you haven't, go revisit something. Look at an old video. Look at a old art piece. Revisit a painting. Revisit a song, a poem, a structure. Maybe you built something. Go revisit it. Go revisit it and see what it's trying to tell you in this now moment. So what would it feel like to open myself to receive that flow? Well, that's a good question. What would that look like for you? How would you want to receive back whatever you want to receive back in this moment? It could be love. It could be compassion. It could be breakthrough, whatever that is for you. Set into it. At this now moment, what if you opened yourself up? What would receiving look like at this moment? Then do one simple thing: revisit one of your creations, again, like we just mentioned, and just let it sit with it, and just let it pour back into you. Let the energy speak back to you. Every creation is an altar. When you honor it, it honors you back. So the sacred loop. So creation isn't meant to exhaust you. It should not make you tired. Again, but if you are a creator and you just, hey, I got to get this out, and you got other responsibilities, trying to balance and, take care of these things so I can do these things. Again, not saying you shouldn't, you physically, you may just be tired. You may be, but let your creations expand you, You don't have to create from survival anymore. You can create from reciprocity, from the knowing that everything you birth is coded to nourish you in return. You've given so much. Now it's time to let life give back to you. I allow my creations to pour back into me. I'm open to receive from what I have given. My art is alive. My structure is alive. My poem is alive. My music is alive. My writings are alive. Everything that I create is alive, and it loves me and it remembers me, and it's always speaking. It's always ready to pour back into me. I just have to get in a space where I'm open enough to listen and be able to understand that as great as I am, as powerful, as abundant, as fearless, and as confident I am, I still need pouring back into. That's from myself. And then all this is really just self-care. In my opinion, it's all self-care. All these practices and all these different things is just self-care. How do I want to take care of myself, and how do I want to prioritize myself so I can move forward with everything that I want to do? So I'm glad we was able to build on this, and I was able to share this. So, all right. So don't forget, if you want to connect, Avenue Talks, you can reach me. 336-464-7881. That's where you want to talk more. That's where we can unpack things in real time, share experiences, build together from alignment, not pressure. Again, it's a space that I want to create to better put batteries in your back for whatever thing you're trying to do next. So hit me up. That's the number, text or call. Email me at alchemyavenue859@gmail. DM Alchemy Avenue on TikTok and Instagram, and then Facebook. I am David Heck. So until next time, love yourself so you can love others. Stay empowered. Keep moving with grace and power, no matter how things may look. You got it. You are more than enough to thrive in the life that you see yourself, and then the way that life will open up and bring some things that you never thought, and put you in places that you never thought you would be. You're supposed to be there. So always remember that. Ashe.